Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. We hope you will enjoy the show. Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Sit back and let the evening go. Sergeant Pepper's Lonely, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It's wonderful to be here, it's certainly a thrill. You're such a lovely audience, we'd like to take you home with us, we'd love to take you home. I don't really want to stop the show, but I thought you might like to know that the singer's gonna sing a song, and he wants you all to sing along. So they'll introduce to you the one and only Billy Shears, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Hi guys, welcome. Thank you for clicking on this video. This is the 9th anniversary of this channel and coincidentally the 9th anniversary of the JFM Studio brand. Man, 9 years already. I've gained so many subscribers and friends. And man, to think it all started when I was all alone in my apartment. It was like a month after I started art college. And I decided, hey, I'm going to make a YouTube channel, going to like videos, going to favorite them. Then I decided, hey, I'm going to upload something. And I uploaded this dumb little slideshow of my character DJ. You know, it's very stupid. All done in Windows Movie Maker. And yeah, if you go to my channel and click on my early videos, you'll see my very first video intro with the famous photograph, the old school photograph of the letters JFM. Yeah, good times. Very good times. But to celebrate this 9th anniversary, I want to show you this picture. This grand old picture. Yes. This is a little parody of the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And yeah, for this one, I put in my inspirations, the online friends that I've made these past 9 years, and my rivals. And let's take a closer look at this picture, and I'm gonna explain to you my every person, everything in that picture one by one. It's gonna be fun. So without further ado, here is the image of JFM Studios' 9th anniversary. Hello guys, this is the image up close and personal. So let's zoom in and see who these people are. All right. Okay, the little tube man here, I just included him here because I like tube men. I think they're funny. And you saw in the beginning of the video, he's part of this anniversary, so we're celebrating. So we all pitched in and we had a little tube man here. Okay, the next guy over, he's not Jesus. He is an artist from a long time ago called Albrecht Dürer. I think a German artist. You know, he drew a whole bunch of fancy stuff. I think he's the guy who first invented, you know, kind of like a. It's not really a stamp, but he invented something like that, a stamp. Yeah, maybe some sort of art like that. Okay, the next guy over is 78 Sports TV. I like to listen to him when he's talking about boxing and a whole bunch of stuff, but he also talks about some social issues, and you know, I like the way he approaches his videos, and you know, he's so confident, and and the way he teaches how to become a man and owning your own business and all that. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta do that. You know, I gotta be a man and start taking my JFM Studio stuff seriously, you know. So he's cool. Shigeru Miyamoto, no introduction. Come on, he's the guy who made a whole bunch of famous Nintendo games, and he's cool. The next guy over is my grandfather, the one who passed away, and the one who told me not to give up, so I'm never gonna give up. Next person over is my buddy, my online buddy and fan, Paranomiac, or G, how I like to call her. this is her drawing here. This is, you know, a self-portrait, and you know, it's cute. She has a cute style, and you know, I like to talk to her about my recent upcoming projects, and you know, she gives critiques sometimes, and I appreciate them. The next people over are rivals, of course. This guy, Morpheus, the guy who twice tried to take over my studio, but it never happened. I outsmarted him. And the next guy over is La Parka, along with my other rival, MFJ. You know, he tried to beat me up, but you know, I beat him. So yeah, he's gone. Next guys, these guys over here are Retzapre, Diabetes, and Slow Beef, and they, you know, they riff on. They used to riff on people's horrible Let's Plays, and I thought, when I first heard of them, when I first saw their videos, I used to hate them. I used to thought they were jerks, but now, you know, when I watched a few videos, I liked them. You know, they're funny and hilarious, and yeah, they were, you know, all these horrible Let's Plays, they were doing them justice by making fun of them. They don't do Let's Plays anymore. They make fun of Flash games and all these horrible independent games. And the person in between them, it's a character from this interactive animated game called Ambition, which is one of their best series, where they talked about, you know, the whole terrible game and riffed on it. It's hilarious. These guys, come on. The next guy over, this black and white picture, is a self-portrait of Big Deester, David. And yeah, I made friends with him. We're both Loud House fans, and we exchanged art, and he's a cool dude. And the next guy over, Cheeks, also known as Orb Millennium? Orb Millennium, or 80s 90s icon, his old YouTube channel. But he made these videos, Y2K After Effects, showing comparing and contrasting older cartoon shows to the current shows. You know, this was made around 2007, 2008. So yeah, we had some pretty terrible shows back in 07 and 08. You know, and you know, his stuff really inspired me, especially when he talked about his journey as an artist for a while. You know, that made me discover what I want. And the guy below him, he didn't draw this. I think a friend drew it for him, but this is Eric Williams, or Team R on YouTube, or TMR Studios. But he's a cool guy. You know, he's also a cool artist. I like his work. He's a fan of my Jeff and Taylor stuff, and I'm a fan of his. I just wish he uploaded more, you know. But yeah, I like to show off my my art to him. He always approves. Next person over is not really the person, but he uses this as his avatar, but it's SB99. He drew my characters. He drew Jane and Blue. He drew Jennifer once. But he is a kind of famous artist on DeviantArt, and to some people he's infamous because he likes to draw, you know, not safe for work material. But I ignore that. He is a nice guy to me, and you know, I drew his OCs because he drew my OCs, and he's an inspiration because he keeps on drawing. He keeps on drawing all these different characters. They may not be his original characters, but they're, you know, his output is really inspiring. Next person over, Connor, also known as, what's his name? Connor 50. Oh my gosh, and I don't have my phone with me. But you know, Connor, he is a fan of mine from Glasgow, Scotland, and he has his own series, and you know, and I like his work. He has a very unique style, a mix of anime and a little bit of Western here and there, but he's a cool fan. And next guy over, Just Def. He draws amazing graphic art and fan art, and you know, he draws different cartoon characters to a T. He knows how to emulate styles, and he's a very chill guy. This is a self-portrait here. Kel Mitchell. Everybody knows Kel Mitchell from Kenan and Kel and all that, and Good Burger and what else? Game Shakers. That's his thing he's doing now, and Nickelodeon. But he's a funny guy. Who loves orange soda? He does. Is it true? Yes, it is. Guts can agree. This is Guts from Berserk. I like Berserk. The inspiration is Kentaro Miura, who is the creator of Berserk, and he's still working on it. He started on it, I think, back in that late '80s, and now he should be finishing up. I know Paul is more caught up to the Berserk manga than I am, but hey, I really like the style, and I like the seriousness of the anime. You know, it's something that everybody can get into. If you like Game of Thrones, you should like Berserk. Cenk Uygur, the founder of Young Turks. The Young Turks is a channel that I like to watch, and because of him, I started my little soundboard, because he has a soundboard, and that made my channel much better by adding a soundboard. Here, I'll play something random.
The storm is coming.
That's legit. The raccoon. Why is a raccoon here? Well, the raccoon represents JCM, the Bolivian artist who I like and follow. He draws lots of Loud House stuff, including his own original stuff like Glitch Girl and Helter Skelter. But he likes to represent himself as a little raccoon because of his name. JCM stands for Citric Mapache, and Mapache stands for raccoon. It means raccoon in Spanish. It's so weird. He calls himself a citrus raccoon or something. But coincidentally, JCM is the name is the initials of his real name, just like me. So weird. James Rolfe. We all know who James Rolfe is. He's the angry video game nerd. He helped shape my sense of humor. And but not only that, his work output with his movies and reviews and his inspiring documentaries, it really helped. Bob Ross, the man, Bob Ross. Everybody knows who he is, and that afro there. True story. He made his hair into an afro, a little perm to cut back on save money on haircuts, and that's why he got the perm. But coincidentally, he used to live in the same town as me, Fairbanks, Alaska, because he used to be in the Air Force. He was stationed at Eielson Air Force Base, and yeah, he lived in Fairbanks for a while. That's amazing. Keenan, you can't put Kel without Keenan. Keenan was a less popular guy, but Keenan and Kel was a huge inspiration, so you gotta have Keenan there. This character is made. Her name is Frida, but it was created by my friend from Norway, Ida. So she's a fan, an online friend, and I thank her for her support. Matt Groening, the creator of The Simpsons. The Simpsons is an amazing show. Well, the first 10 seasons anyway. And I'm currently watching Simpsons now, and he is an inspiration. Really, he used to start out as a comic artist. His little independent comic strip called Life in Hell, and then all of a sudden, he got a call out of the blue for an animated series. So, yeah, I don't think he considers himself an animator. He's more of a cartoonist, a comic writer. Stan the Man Lee. He used to be the head of Marvel Comics, Comics, yeah, and yeah, he helped write stories and create famous superheroes like Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four and the Hulk, all those Marvel guys. And I took a picture with him, and he's awesome. I only spoke to him once in that little picture. I asked him, "How are you doing?" And he said, "Fine, I hope." Yeah, he's awesome. The next person over is Felix Verdejo. He is a Puerto Rican boxer, professional Puerto Rican boxer, and he is the one with the most star power in Puerto Rico. He's not a champion yet, but his next fight should be for a world championship, and I really hope he pulls it off. He's undefeated, and Puerto Rico in our dire need. We need a champion to represent Puerto Rico, and he is the guy, the next superstar. And then this guy right here is Lou Edouard TV. He is he's a fellow Loud House fan, and I add him here because he, in these little group shots, he wants to be part of them. So I decided, hey, I'm gonna put him in here. Also, he's a fan, so he likes to draw Ashley a lot. So, yep. Then the bottom is Danny DeVito, but it's not really him. It's supposed to be my friend Doodle Fox McGee from Instagram and Tumblr. But yeah, he's a cool kid. He's only a teenager. But I put Danny DeVito here because when I first met him, he had a Danny DeVito avatar, the same avatar here. So every time I see Doodle Fox McGee, I think of Danny DeVito, so I put him here. Next person over is Jade's original character, Rhiannon. So, Jade is a friend of mine, and she's an inspiration. She helped create Jane's last name. So I put him here. I put her here because she is my closest friend, and yeah, really, she's an inspiration. Along with Dino Blanky, she's a friend of mine, an online friend of mine, and a fan. So I had to put her here. She drew lots of good fan art for, Jeff and Taylor. Peter Palmiotti, he, I found it so cool that a professional artist or professional inker that used to ink for Marvel and DC Comics, follows me, and, he's an active follower, and I follow him, and he's cool. This is a little portrait with his red glowing eyes. I think he'll approve. Chad Warden, the most famous troll who ever trolled. Yeah, and I put him here because he's funny and he's an inspiration, really. He knows how to ball. And he teaches me how to ball. And he teaches me how to respect my PlayStation 3. I even have even right now, I have an obsession with the PS4. Yeah, all because of Chad Warden. And this freaking guy, Nostalgia Critic. Oh, come on, man. He's an inspiration. I gotta be honest, the way he critiques the shitty movies, I learned from him. I learned how to write a good story. So, there you have it, really. I don't watch any of his new stuff, but his old stuff are, they're classics, really. And in the bottom here, this little cat owl, that's Tenafly Viper from Tumblr. She's only active there on that website. She is an inspiration. Really. Up here, the Merchant. I fought him in the 2011 Halloween special. Of course, he's a rival, along with Mason here. Yeah, that's not Jason, that's Mason. I fought him in the 2012 Halloween special. Yeah. They were both easy. They were both simps, they're easy. That's a stupid word. Okay. Alright, the next two guys are Let's Players that I watch. And they're funny, they're hilarious, and they're pretty underrated compared to the other Let's Players. This guy here, Dazerin, a severely underrated Let's Player. Right now he does live streams of his Let's Plays. And, yeah, I first discovered him with his Resident Evil remake Let's Play, and we became online friends. Which is cool. I'm online friends with the Let's Player. Timothy Bishop, Nintendo Capri Sun. He's more famous with over 400,000 subs. So I did interact with him a little bit here and there, which is cool. And yeah, he Let's Plays a whole bunch of funny stuff, and even includes some personal stories. So I got loose with my vlogging because of him. The next person over, and then the man in black and white. That's Stephen Gamble. He's the guy who illustrated those creepy drawings from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. That guy. Yeah, this he looks like a harmless old man, but he drew those creepy drawings. So I'm like, man, I want to draw creepy stuff like him. So yeah. This guy with the sunglasses, that's Robbie Gilbert. He was a teacher at Northwest College of Art and Design. He taught, I think he taught animation and video production. Yeah, and he used to work for Nickelodeon, believe it or not. And yeah, I talked with him, and he is, he taught me some good lessons on on cartooning and junk, and yeah, he's an inspiration, along with Jamie Smith. I took a cartooning class, taught by him, like over 10 years ago, really, and we're still friends to this day, and he's an inspiration. Longtime online friend, Weimu. His real name is Peter, but, online we call him Weimu. And it's cool, I like his posts. He's a fan of the classic Nickelodeon stuff, a fan of the classic Powerpuff Girls, and a fan of They Might Be Giants, and Weezer. Foxy from Five Nights at Freddy's. He's a rival, because technically I went against him, or he was against me in the 2014 Halloween special, along with MFJ, the bastard. In the bottom here is a little drawing by Nikki Ladrie, who's a friend of mine, an online friend of mine from England, and she helped me through when I went through a rough spot in my life. It was real tough. I was a bit depressed, so she helped me get through it. She used to be an acquaintance, but now we're online friends, and it's so cool to chat with her. Talking about the differences between America and the UK. Up here, this creepy dude is Scooch Thompson. His real name is Trent, I think, but online we call him Scooch Thompson. He draws the most creepiest creatures and the funniest creatures. It's so cool. Really, he's also a fan of Berserk, so I think that's where he got it from. And he's also a huge fan of wrestling, and he makes these references to old school wrestlers, and I know what he's talking about. Like, he talks about Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. Yeah. You know it. We have similar interests. R.L. Stine, the writer for Goosebumps, and other horror series for preteens and teenagers. He was an inspiration back in the day. So, yeah, he helps whenever I need help on a scary story, a creepy Jeff and Taylor story. I just go back and read some of the classic Goosebumps books for inspirations. So, yeah. Next person over is Corey Torbett, also known as Cartoon 56. This is a self-portrait that he drew. And yeah, a newer friend of mine, but, I like his series, and he likes mine, and, we're eerily similar. He's younger, but his work lasted, as long as mine, He has his own original characters, a whole bunch of them. And yeah, I ought to have a little video, a little shout-out video for him in the future. Next person over, this guy. Boy, oh my gosh, don't get me started. He's a rival. Tim Buckley, the creator of Control-Delete, and the guy who made that infamous Loss meme. He didn't create the meme, he created the source of the meme. And boy, that, it went downhill from there. Boy, he added some unnecessary melodramatic stuff in his humorous comic about video games. Also, he dug himself into a deeper hole when he was accused of plagiarizing, and even dug himself deeper when he was allegedly trying to hit on an underage girl, which is I don't know if it's true or not. That's why I say allegedly. So yeah, he's a rival. He's a cartoonist who I wish not to be. And this skeleton here, he is the mascot for Goosebumps. But who drew it? It's Tim Jacobus. Tim Jacobus is the guy who drew the cover art for all the Goosebumps books, or the classic books. So yeah, I put him here because his images scared me, just like Stephen Gamble, But now they're awesome. This person here, it's Dan from the Happy Spaceman's short-lived webcomic. I hope it comes back, but yeah, he's a fan of mine and an online friend, really. And he's a supporter of the comic. The classic, the inspirational Mark Crilly. Of course, you gotta have Mark Crilly here. He's an inspiration and a cool guy. This young man here, well, he's not really young. I think he's in his 50s or so, but he looks young for as old as he is. He is Aki-Man, and he used to work for Capcom, and he is the guy who designed Chun-Li, and he helped design characters from the game Final Fight, and really he was one of the guys who helped create Street Fighter 2. You know? He used to work for Capcom. Amazing. So I wish to draw muscular guys and women just like him. Anthony Feynman, also known as Rwanda. But this guy, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have improved on my line work. Really, he is the guy who improved on my line work. You know, that's amazing. Anthony, if you're watching, thank you so much for that video back in the day. This guy here, I talked about him a lot. He's Tom Preston. His real name is Andrew Dobson, but he's another cartoonist. An infamous cartoonist, just like Tim Buckley. But I wish not to be like him. I think, you know, I wish to meet him, have a good, decent conversation with him. I think he's a cool guy. But, you know, it's one of those things, man, where you learn things to, you know, people say, don't be like him. And that's why, you know, I learned not to get too defensive if a person criticizes my work, and not be a hypocrite, and try to improve in my artwork. But, you know, to each his own. You know, I usually leave Tom Preston alone, but still. Okay, Chris Savino, creator of The Loud House. I like the guy. He's a very cool guy. So, yeah, he's an inspiration. He should be the next guy for Jeff and Taylor Volume 5 for the portrait. Yeah, I'm gonna put him there. Another rival, Jenny, my evil twin sister. Yeah, for a Halloween special. I dressed up as a girl for 2 Halloween specials. Those were the only times. Really, it's a pain in the ass for the makeup and the wig, and I'll never do it again. Really. But yeah, she was a rival. I guess she still is. But yeah, gotta put her here because she was in the Halloween special. The man that should have been president, Bernie Sanders. He is my favorite politician now. He is the most popular politician in the whole country right now, polling at around 60% approval rating. So yeah, I hope he runs again in 2020. But he's the guy that helped shape my view on what really needs to happen. Get money out of politics. That's something that everybody should be on board for. And the man next to him is my boy, Austin Trout. He has a fight coming up this weekend. He's going to fight for a little, no, not a little title, but a big title, the IBF title, which is one of the major titles. So I'm pulling for him. And, you know, he follows me on Instagram. That's so cool, man. He comments on my stuff sometimes. And, you know, he answers my messages, which is cool. He's a down-to-earth guy. You would think that these professional boxers are high and mighty, but no. A lot of them are down-to-earth and regular guys just like you and me. You know, it's the superstars like Mayweather and Pacquiao, and, you know, they're the ones who don't have any time for you. But, you know, Austin Trout. No doubt Trout. He's cool. Alex Hirsch. You know, I would make fun of him here and there, but he really is a cool guy and an inspiration. Created Gravity Falls, and it really helped me think. Helped me. He inspired me to have Jeff and Taylor be have more of a overarching story arc. You know, that's why I created, or I made Team Starhammer have a bigger role, all because of Alex Hirsch. And of course, I wouldn't have made comics without this man, Gosho Oyama, the creator of Detective Conan, Case Closed. But man, he is the guy. He's the guy who created Case Closed, man. This dude here, and he's still working on it. He's crazy. He should end it for real, just like Simpsons. Come on, man, end it already. I can't collect all 100 volumes. Come on. Another boxer, Chris Algieri. I liked his backstory, and he's an inspiration, really. He came from a middle class family. He has no need to box because he doesn't have to. He boxes because he wants to, and he his big break was fighting Manny Pacquiao, and I hated the way how these Pacquiao fanboys were trashing him, and I really wanted him to win, but you know, he got knocked down like 6 times, and I'm like, damn it, come on, man. I think he's still fighting, you know, this guy, but you know, he hasn't fought in over a year. You know, but you know, he's a nutritionist and he has to do nutritionist things, so yeah. Those damn day jobs, you know. And paralleling, excuse me, I don't know, what am I saying? Just like the Beatles album, they had old versions of themselves. So I included an old version of me. That's young me. This is back in 2009, without the beard and junk, and I look like a weird Aladdin-looking fellow. I swear, I look like Aladdin. And I look like a dork, really. I am way too harsh on myself, but still, those were good times. Classic times. Just like the classic logo here. Not the logo, the photograph. Just like classic Amanda. I drew Amanda, and this is a 2009 version of her. So yeah. I would get too hard on myself, but a lot of people would get very hard on this guy. Christian Weston Chandler. He's a rival. He's a guy who I never want to be like, ever. So, yeah, thanks Internet for inspiring me not to be like him. But for real, he's on some weird stuff right now. I don't know if he's like a cross-dresser or if he's trans right now, which is all fine and dandy, but still, who knows what he's doing now. Next guy over is an Argentinian boxer named Cesar Cuenca. This guy became a world champion the hard way. He was undefeated for his first 48 fights, and he has no knockout power. Out of his 48 wins, he only had 2 knockouts. So he came from a poor country of like Argentina. He has no knockout power, so he's not really that spectacular, but he keeps winning, and he doesn't have a major promoter behind him. But somehow, some way, he climbed up the rankings in one sanctioning body, the IBF, and became world champion. That is until that Russian beat him. A lousy Troyanovsky. I'm glad that Ndongo knocked him out in 1 round, man. African power, knocking out Russian power, who knocked out Argentinian power. My gosh. Or lack of power. Guess that's the reason why. Everybody has their number. You know, I'm pretty sure somebody has my number. There are a lot of artists who are better than me. I don't consider myself a very good artist, but I just try my best to give you guys Jeff and Taylor, you know, because Jeff and Taylor is my baby. You know, everybody loves it. Everybody should love it. Amanda, my mascot. Gotta put her here. My producer, of course. MFJ. This is the sucker that I've been talking about. He was my main rival in the 2014 Halloween special. So yeah, MFJ, the guy who has my number. Really, he's much better than me. But thankfully, it was all a dream. And yeah, okay. X Eternal Flame Bry X, also known as Brian Henry. That's his real name. This is his self-portrait. But he has his own series called Chips and Grapes, and, you know, I like his stuff. He has a unique style, and he likes to draw group pictures, and he's an inspiration, really. I really liked his take on my Jeff and Taylor characters. He drew fan art for me. That's so awesome. Just like this guy, Andre Ward. Man, he conquered 2 divisions, kind of. He conquered a super middleweight, and he was the reigning champion at light heavyweight. He now retired, which is kind of sad because, you know, he has a whole bunch of potential fights, but he called it good. He knew when his body didn't want to take it anymore, and you know, he retired undefeated, 32 wins, no defeats. In fact, he hasn't been defeated in any kind of fight, amateur or pro, since he was 12 years old. He won the gold medal in the 2004 Olympics. So, yeah, he held the IBF strap, the WBO, and the WBA right here. So yeah, and he's it's so sad. He, he's an undefeated fighter, but from America, and nobody pays attention to him. He should be a superstar, but no. Everybody got to pay attention to Mayweather. Everybody criticizes Mayweather for being rude and junk and, having all this money, flashing all the money. But Andre Ward was the opposite, Why? Why do people hate Andre Ward? I don't know. It's because, true, he has a lot of haters. He doesn't say anything rude. I never ever heard him say a swear word. He's a family man. He has a wife and kids. I don't get it. People hate on him just to hate on him. People have their theories, but I don't know. Scott McCloud, the guy who made that book about creating comics and the theory of comics. I met him in person before. He's awesome. So yeah, that's his little self-portrait there. Put him there. Kevin Boak, another online cartoonist. He's an inspiration, really. He's a cool guy. He's the opposite of Tom Preston. In fact, people compared him to Tom Preston for a while, but no, he's the opposite. Can't have a group photo without my other favorite character, Crazy Cat. Crazy Cat. Crazy Cat. Okay, this Disney-esque Mabel was made by the Fresh Knight from DeviantArt, who is an online friend of mine. And an inspiration, really. He makes a lot of cool stuff. The Fresh Knight. The old mascot. I put him here because, kind of like a bust, a little statue, but, this is the old mascot of JFM Studios. And this is the old logo. The old, what's the font called? I forgot, but it's one of those ugly fonts. Yeah, I forgot the name of the font. Joker something. Joker font. Joker something, yeah. Yeah, this, my gosh. This was the old logo, JFM Studios. Comics and animation, yeah. Forgot the animation part. Yeah. These are supposed to be statues of Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd is my favorite band, and their music inspired me. Helped me title some quickies. And yeah, a lot of their music are inspirational, political, and they have social commentary. I even named the members. This is Roger Waters, Nick Mason, David Gilmour, and Richard Wright. Yeah, cool guys. And last but not least, a little statuette of Jeff and Taylor. My main series, my baby. The baby. Yes. Jeff and Taylor. We should be the best webcomic out there. Oh yeah. And that's it, guys. Sergeant JFM's Lonely Hearts Club Band. All members. I didn't count the members, but here we are. So cool. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for enduring that long video. But it was fun. It's very interesting to hear what my inspirations are and who my friends are. There are plenty of different online friends that I've or longtime fans that I didn't include here because I forgot. But I'll give them a shout out. Shout out to Svart Demon. He's been a loyal viewer of mine since the beginning. All the way from Sweden. That's cool. Ollie. I can't pronounce his last name, Saikin or something, but he's a fan from Finland, and he's a very enthusiastic fan, and he's also an artist, but he's cool too. Who else? There's Shuzo and Tomo Harding. If you're out there, Tomo, thank you for being a fan for all these years. And yeah, that's all I can think of on the top of my head. And yeah, those are some great peeps, and so are you for watching this video. Oh, Jeff Lafferty is another one. He follows me and I follow him. I don't view a lot of his videos, but he is an amazing artist. He draws realism so well. So well. He's up there in the inspiration list. I just forgot to include him here. But that's it regardless, you know. You guys are what keep me going. And yeah, to quote the Beatles song in this very same album, I get by with little help with my friends. I get high with a little help of my friends. I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends.
Yes.